The song stopped. Maroon 5 featuring SZA. Richard Sherman is here from Alta Realty. I guess when the song stops, I should stop singing. Is that the
No, you have a lovely singing voice. No, go on.
On your hometown station, KHTS. Richard Sherman is here from Alta Realty. What are we talking about today, Richard Sherman?
Oh, well, I thought today we'd talk some more about loan modifications, what's going on in the mortgage market, some of the stuff we've seen. There have been some pretty serious changes just here in the last couple of months. The largest of which is we've been hearing in my office people coming in saying that they were told by their bank that banks don't do loan modifications anymore. And
what?
That is simply not true.
What?
Well, there's the federal program, which was called HAMP, the Home Affordable Modification Program. The government, their initials, did sunset. It did end at the end of last year on December 31st. It did end. And that was, I think, a huge oversight by our federal officials because it's not like this crisis is over. There's still plenty of people in foreclosure. But that program has ended. But banks are still doing loan modifications. They are absolutely still doing loan modifications because ultimately what you have to understand first and foremost about banks and about loan modifications is a bank is going to do what is in their own financial best interest. Banks don't really, and this is really the problem, there's not a whole lot of morality involved. It's what is best for their bottom line. So, I mean, it's sort of like when a shark eats a surfer. There's no moral decision. The shark doesn't think, well, that guy's a single father of 3, I'll wait to the next guy. The shark just thinks, I'm hungry, and it eats. And banks work very much the same way. So as long as you can present to the bank something that shows them that it is in their financial interest to do a loan modification, they will absolutely still do them.
Dude, how do you sleep at night when you know you're doing that kind of stuff?
Well, I don't work at a bank. I think the people, my thing about it is I think they're perfectly reasonable people right before they go into the building. And then as soon as they hit the building that says bank on it, they become animals.
Something happens.
And then when they leave, they're back to being nice people again. It's sort of like, a vampire thing. The sun goes down and this is what they become. A friend of mine refers to them as vulture capitalists, which I think is extremely accurate. But well, just recently, banks just won yet another victory. They are now trying to prevent the ability of the consumer to be involved in a class action lawsuit against the bank. And it's going to happen, and it's very unfortunate because the idea that you as an individual consumer are better healed to go up against Wells Fargo than as a group of people who Wells Fargo is all doing the same thing to. And I think we know just this year alone, Wells Fargo has been involved in at least 3 different massive scandals where they were taking advantage of and flat out stealing from their own consumers, not a trustworthy organization. So the idea that you as an individual are somehow better off than if you are in a protected class, being part of a class action lawsuit against them is insane. But my favorite part of that is what the banking industry said about it. They said that they have discovered, as if it's a discovery to them, that individuals get better outcomes through arbitration than they do with these class action lawsuits. So what the banks would really think is best for the consumer is if the consumer is limited to arbitration alone, which is crazy because that absolutely increases the power of the bank. It absolutely decreases the power of the consumer, and that's what the banks want. And that's the arrangement they had prior to the last crisis. What they're doing is they're rolling back, slowly chipping away at all the legislation that has been put in place to protect the consumer. In California, we're a little bit better off than in other states because we have the California Homeowner Bill of Rights and a few other protections that other states aren't afforded. But, the banking industry it's an ugly animal, and it's going to eat you up and spit you out if you let it. It can be useful. But it's dangerous, and you have to be careful and know what you're dealing with. So the idea that loan modifications are not still going on is a complete falsehood. We do them all the time. We are still doing them. We do them regularly. We do them for free. We've saved an awful lot of houses. We're very proud of the work that we do. And we're seeing more and more people now that have equity. And so it's very, very important, if you have equity and you're facing foreclosure or you're having trouble making your mortgage payment, give us a call. We'll be happy to help you. There are many, 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 many different things you can do. But if you have equity and you fall behind on your mortgage, you're making yourself a target. I mean, how often does a bank get to foreclose and actually make money?
Yeah, we don't want to do that. And but then here comes Richard Sherman with the cape. With the cape, is that what you're wearing on Tuesday? Are you going to put the cape on?
I don't know about a cape, but we'll be happy to ride to the rescue.
Superman, Richard Sherman. That being said, which I can't believe the amount of information you just gave us in just about 5 minutes time. You're an amazing interview. I basically have to I say, hi, Richard, and then I sit back. You absolutely know your stuff.
Well,
let's get some numbers and websites out there. Sure. Where can we reach Superman Richard Sherman?
Sure, well, yeah, my wife refers to me as a chatty Cathy doll who can pull his own string. But
either way, look it.
I like your definition's better though. I'll go Superman. I'll tell her that from now on. No, you can reach me. Best way to get a hold of me is typically just by phone. 661-714-1400. That number again is 661-714-1400. You can also get to me through the KHTS website. We show up there all the time.
Yep.
We have my own website. website you can go to. I'm with Alta Realty. You can look me up there. RichSherman.com. My name is spelled fairly uniquely. It's my last name is spelled S as in sugar, Z as in zebra, ERMAN, although it's still pronounced Sherman for no apparent reason whatsoever. It's as if the H fell over and became a Z. It makes me unique. But anyway, it's not that I needed the name to be unique. But anyway, so I'm very easy to look up. It's SZERMAN. You can just Google my name. You'll get contact information. You can go to the station's website. You can give me a call. You can look up Alta Realty, whatever. Get to me. Whatever you need to do, find your way to me. The cell phone's the quickest, 661-714-1400. You can text me there too. But yeah, if you're having a problem or if you think you're going to have a problem, please give me a call, because where people get in trouble is they don't have the facts. They don't understand how it works. They're not meant to understand how it works. The banking industry has worked very long and hard, the mortgage industry in particular, to make sure you don't understand how default servicing works. So that way they have control. And for goodness sake, don't just take advice from your bank. Their agenda is probably not the same as yours. And taking advice from them or just listening to them as to what the rules are is probably not the best thing to do.
Call Richard.
Please.
Call Richard.
Please,
Phone number one more time before we go away.
661-714-1400.
Richard Sherman, Superman extraordinaire. Always a pleasure. Thanks for coming in and telling us what's what.
Always.